Hello everyone, welcome to Moe'S CD Culture Show and Tell. And on today's episode, I wanted to revisit Bruce Haack, the Electric Lucifer, because, well, out of my three first videos that I created, which of course is before I got my newer camera and my microphone, are in pretty bad quality. Out of the three videos, that's the only one I kind of wanted to revisit because it is a special album for me. Because it was it, it was in our household from the moment I was born. Basically, I've known about it my whole entire life. I mean, it was this mystic, strangest album that we ever owned. Nothing else had compared to it for us in the family. For me personally, I don't know about my brothers or my parents or whatever, but for me personally, it held a mystic quality. It held. Now oops, sorry. I wanted to re-show this again because now I got a better camera. Take a look at that cover. Take a look at that cover. I'm going to take it out of the packaging. Now, it was. I'm going to say it again. Mystical. It was mystical because. I mean, look at this. Check that out. Now, isn't that a really cool, trippy cover? Isn't that cool? I mean, this was the alternate cover. This is what probably the original cover, but we grew up with that. We grew up with that. That and if you can't read what's on the top there, it says, "I do not." Sorry, I'll restart. I do a lot with touch. Let electricity flow through our bodies and touch each other, and the electricity becomes sound. Wow. But there's a little bit of the liner notes I need to read because it is important to the to a certain point of view of this album. I hope this doesn't bore people, but I think this stuff is really fascinating. This gives a little extra dimension to the album that you wouldn't otherwise get. So here it goes, and bear with me. Here are some thoughts as they connect now. Lucifer is a love angel. I suppose he could be made into a saint. Oh, what a painful fall. The cherubs all over said, "No, it can't happen." Banishment of a leader who dared to what? Colonialize, no, colonialism, and clone duplicating clowns. Aside to Lucifer, I read that after the war, you and your angels were sent out of heaven to earth. Most of us like it here, but we don't believe in war. Our newborn are beginning to understand mistakes of the old ones. Maybe the angel people will all unite. The key is power love. All one word, power love. Power love, incidentally, power love is a word I coined. I like the word coined. Now here's Bruce Haack saying some important stuff here. I invented all the electronic gimmickry that I could play and record. Lucifer. I made a keyboard synthesizer called Atom 2, which works on three 9-volt batteries. I made a modulator which controls the waveform of sound fed into it. Also functions on three 9-volt batteries. I do a lot with touch. Let electricity flow through our bodies and touch each other, and the electricity becomes sound. Through the speaker of the house, I created Farad, an electronic voice. Far out microfaraday, any day, every day. Farad is programmed by touch and by proximity relays, and Farad is impossible to work with. Farad is spelled F-A-R-A-D. The human voice is so much better. But in order to tell you what I know, I had to build everything myself. The album I'm working on now, Work in Progress, is not all electronic. I'm using every device I love. By the time it's finished, God knows what senses and mechanics will become sound of mind. Isn't that interesting? He built all his own instruments. I find that fascinating. The electric Lucifer says things which have always been around. I have unblocked a few media, both philosophical and technological. This is a good age for unblocking. Among the things I love are lights and legends. Genetic memory is the key to knowledge. The Bible seems to be a highly tuned, sensitive family of memories. As any literary work of promise, the Bible promises to light the path of men with illumination varying directly with each man's ability to see. And in this time of accelerating techno-motion, our eyes become more clear. Our focus is no longer on the gods alone, nor humanity alone, but on the great alliance of man-God knowledge. As we continue our psychic growth and increase our ability to unblock, to remember points along the infinite stream of memory consciousness, so our communications increases through our communicative media and devices are far from achieving the perfect information relay. Silence. And more on that later in future videos. Okay, in terms of the old ones, both Old and New Testaments were great studies of workable solutions to human misbehaviors and were pieces of mystic insight. There's that word, mystic, because it is mystical. But the further we go within and without matter and non-matter, the greater is the evolution of mysticism from fanatic to comprehensible. To past generations, the Bible could justify both love and war. Today, we must know it is a love-bearing truth dialectic. The electric Lucifer begins with a quotation from Genesis, and there was war in heaven. There probably was, and some other galactic haven. Yeah, some other galactic haven. There were probably mistakes in other scenes, but was probably migration of the Lucifer people to this solar system, and he was cast out, and his angels with him. But that happened so long ago, it was easy to forget. The war in heaven might have ended all wars. Maybe it will. A primary function of the electric Lucifer is to help end war and hate and pain and fear. The God I want mankind to walk hand in hand is so full of love and genius that even Lucifer, the eternal underdog, will be forgiven. And that was Bruce Haack, and he wrote that in 1970. You know, it's pretty deep. When I remember reading this from cover to cover. There's some interviews with Bruce Haack and some a great intro by someone else there that I can't quite think of. Jim No, I think his name is Jim Knox, and he wrote a little thing in 2007 because this album here was published by the Omni Recording Corporation in 2008. So this was released in 2008, and of course I didn't find out about it until 2014 when I went to Frank's Music and he and Carl with a K told me that he could get it on CD. I flipped. I lost. I lost my mind. I mean, if you can, okay, let's see if you can't get a good beat on this. Can't see the track list? Pretty blurry still, but yeah. Electric to Me Turn, The Word, Cherub Hymn, Program Me, War, National Anthem to the Moon, Chant of the Unborn, Incantation, Angel Child, Word Game, Song of the Death Machine, a Supernova, and oh wait, is it Supernova and Requiem, the last one. 13 songs. That was the original album. And you can see here there's bonus interviews here. And then previously the original recording that was unpublished, it's a little different. The music's exactly the same, but there's a little bit of difference in the singing and stuff. I had never heard it before. That was a trip, hearing that for the first time. So yes, you can see that it's Moog masterpiece, because the Moog was the equipment that he was working with. But of course, like I was just read, he modified all his own equipment and stuff. So I had to bring this back up because it's just too special of an album to leave just with a subpar video to begin with. I do apologize again for those 3 first videos, but they're going to always stay up. They're a reminder of where I started and how cringeworthy they were. I'm getting way more comfortable in front of the camera with you guys because, I love this. I'm actually really enjoying doing these, and I'm glad to be able to find the opportunities to do this for you, because I want you to love the CD format as much as I do, because it is the superior way to own music. I don't care. MP3 or your downloads and your Spotify and your LimeWire or wherever you get your music online, to me it does not compare to CDs. And a close second place would be LPs, of course. I find you're more certain of the quality you're getting, and it supports. I feel this is how you support your artist. Okay, the next artist I'm going to be recording is going to be a 2-parter. I'm not going to tell you what it is right yet, but that's coming up soon. This artist stopped, not this artist, but the artist that's coming up in the next video, my 2-parter. He stopped making CDs. He only made 14 studio albums and said, "That's it. I'm only releasing singles on the internet." And I find that when I heard that, it was a shame. And incidentally, the same year that I got that other artist that I'm coming up next, last album, 2014. His last album was in 2014. But that'll be 2 episodes away, because part 1 will be coming up pretty much today, the same day this one's released. So look forward to those. They're coming up very soon. And so this concludes another episode of Moe's CD Culture Show and Tell. Have a great day, night, evening, everyone. Please take care, be safe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye-bye.